Celia Schelling, and we're here with some of the wizards behind the magic in the kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. How are you guys doing?
I forgot my hat, sorry.
Very well.
Next time, hats are required,
Yes.
but it'll be a-okay. So yeah, let's go into like what were your roles and like what did you guys particularly focus on in the film?
I was the editor of the film, so yeah, it's just, you collect all the data that gets captured and try to put it together the best way you can.
Nice, good.
I was a visual effects supervisor on the show, so it's sort of working with Wes and these guys and our cast and everybody back in Wellington, New Zealand, who actually did the visual effects work. So once we get those performances from the actors, it's our job for the next year to essentially translate them and transform them into digital apes.
Yeah, and I was the previs and post-vis supervisor, which is in pre-production, working with Wes to do like rough animations to kind of realize his visions so that he has a plan to shoot, and then after they shoot to do little temp visual effects for Dan here for his edit before Eric's stuff comes in and replaces all of our stuff with beautiful stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Capturing the talented actors' like nuanced expressions and translating that into, I guess better say it, primate expressions is so interesting. What was your guys' process from doing that?
I mean, that's the magic trick, right? I mean, ultimately, when they shoot on volumes, they have the face cams and all that stuff and the mocap suits. And basically that's what gets translated. But in the editorial process, we don't see real apes for a year, at least. So all we're basically judging everything, performances, pacing, structure, story, everything is based on our characters in basically gray pajamas with a ton of dots and cameras all over their face. So it's very difficult to kind of like truly encapsulate what the actual film is going to be until you start getting, the post-viz done on the actual during the process. And then you actually finally get the apes. You realize, oh my gosh, I have to kind of cut this a little bit because the facial expressions are so incredible that, a moment wants to you want to linger one more second, because it's just not a normal moment, right? It's like an actor will give you something, but then when it's translated to an ape, you're like, oh my God, I got to hold on this for a little longer. So it was a really and it was a give and take. It was push and pull, and like working every single day we would have WETA calls. So we would have in our theater in Los Angeles and then their theater in New Zealand, we would be going over shots every single day for sometimes up to 6-7 hours a day. Just kind of going through and, blocking and cameras and then ultimately the renders and all that stuff. And then us begging, can we just extend it just like 10 more frames? Is that possible?
Flipping a desk over. What do you mean again?
What do you mean?
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, it was the first process where everything was, very sort of collectively done together, with Casey to start, who gives us a great insight on, or at least gives WETA a great insight on, okay, in Proximus's camp, how many apes is he talking to? We don't know. On the day we had 10 people in, sweats.
In pajamas,
Exactly. So, Casey would basically fill out and, like the cartoon sort of version of the apes and then say, okay, is 250 enough? Is 500 enough? Is 2,500 too much? And so we could get that locked in so that when we give it to WETA, where the money really gets spent, they know exactly kind of where they can put stuff and, things like that.
I know it's a completely technical process, but I'm just imagining a more monkey button and you're just like hitting it a bunch of times. And then like everyone's quickly keyframing more monkey hands together.
As far as the Proximus scene, that is kind of what it was. It wasn't
Excellent.
exactly a more monkey button, but it was. But it definitely.
You can work on that.
No, yeah, but we had a kind of a cool system because we work in Unreal Engine, so it's all like quick and real time, and so we were able to be like, oh well, if this crowd is not enough, let's just duplicate that crowd and slide it over here and duplicate it again and slide it over here and offset some timing. And then be like, Wes, is that enough apes? And so it was a lot of just like, here's like 200, 500, 700.
Yeah.
Where's the level you want to be in? And all of that stuff is just kind of part of the exploration when it comes into like the pre and post kind of production.
You guys did a great job. It was absolutely fantastic. You had just about, like, it was just right enough amount about monkeys.
Yeah.
Maybe like next time, like one or two more, maybe, you know, just to sprinkle it in there.
A lot of, you know, everybody's a critic, right? They always want more orangutans because they're the most fun.
Oh, orangutans are all, yeah, next
They're
time,
the best. Yeah.
more orangutans.
See, there you have it.
But yeah, so okay, you guys, you know, released the movie. You're here at Comic-Con. What are you guys like? I'm familiar that you guys are having a panel later during the show. What are you most excited to share with fans?
For me, it's the stacked version.
Yeah.
So basically, I think for the first time on the DVD of Apes, we did the actual finished movie and then my timeline of what it looked like before it got there. So really gives people an insight as to, wow, this is what it was, and then this is what it became. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I've seen descriptions of it referring to it as like unfinished visual effects. No, there are no visual effects.
Yeah, there's not.
There's no, this is our actors. This is exactly what you know Dan was cutting the movie to, or it's Casey's previous work for scenes that didn't have any actual live action component to it. But I'm 20-year-old me would have been just out of my mind for a feature like this to actually be able to watch to see what the actual process is, and it's something we've talked about for the previous three films. Oh, it'll be so great, you know, for an audience to be able to actually see what the actors were doing, because for our cast, it's kind of interesting one where there's so much of this process where they're giving us these just gold every day, but nobody ever gets to see them doing that, you know. And so now this is, you know, people actually get to see what that original material was that was driving these apes, you know. So I'm stoked about this. And the cool thing is that Wes wanted to do this not as some sort of flex about look how much we did for real.
Yeah.
You know, that seems to be a very big thing in the last few years of like, you know, oh, it was all practical. We did it all for real. You can't obviously say that about a film like this. You couldn't even pretend to, but he's doing it because he really wants to show off the visual effects work, you know, and how close we got to replicating what we were getting from the cast every day, you know. And so that's just as a huge pat on the back for everybody.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
And like that's gonna be a real treat to be able to see that side by side. And so I did have another question for you. Okay, so when doing the visual effects for it, you know, you have the actors, they're doing their whole they're full monkey, they're going. And for that, did you also have to go to monkey school? I'm just curious, because I know that they did and they're very good at it, but did you get to take a few classes, or did you just go in and follow them?
Definitely not me.
No? You didn't get to go to monkey camp?
No,
Like,
I mean,
you
I
didn't get that?
definitely practice in my office by myself, but no official training.
Okay, done.
I was around during part of Ape School, but I was not participating, and that's fine by me. No. This is the fourth Apes film that I've worked on.
Yeah,
so
you're a
this-
pro.
Yeah, we get it.
You should have been teaching monkey school. Like have a professor's cap, have a banana, you get to knight them after they're done.
Exactly.
Like-
There are moments of like, we're going to walk you through this process. Here we go. All right.
Good. Then you
Yeah,
get to check it out.
so I did not go through monkey school, but for the pre-viz and post-viz, I was in a mocap suit in our small little stage, and it was two of us, and we and all the mocap from all of our apes was either that or me from Apes 3.
That's incredible. So you would be like a connoisseur of monkeying around.
I am a little bit jealous that they got to go through monkey school.
Yeah.
Next time. Next movie, like all of you guys, you're teaching, so you'll be
Yeah.
leading a class.
Well, it's funny because the production gave us like these little patches that said you survived Ape School. I kind of didn't feel like I earned it, you know. So I was like, oh, I
You can get a patch.
I know.
Okay, well, you got an honorary degree.
This is an honorary, probably.
Yeah, you know. I feel like if you apply, like I feel like you can.
Next time.
Next time.
Next time.
Okay, so next movie, you get more patches.
Yeah.
You get to teach a class, and it's more monkey. Like you have the button.
We have the monkey button.
Yeah.
We'll get it.
Go team. So besides that, for Comic-Con, so you know you've been in the industry for a very long time doing the other movies.
Yep.
Have you gotten to share at Comic-Con like other Planet of the
This
Apes?
is my first time at Comic-Con. My first.
What?
Yeah.
Really? Is it your first time?
Same
as
here.
well?
First time.
I talked a little bit on Apes 3, but I was the lead at that point, not the supervisor, so I said like 2 things.
Nice. So since it is your first time, what are you most excited about?
I've heard we've got an Apes
Apes
exhibit.
exhibit. That's exciting. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
But also just, Hall H. I mean, you hear all about it and, just, being a fan of movies in general, Comic-Con's become such a big advocate for everything that we do. So it's, it's exciting,
Be fascinating just to see the fandom walking.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a lot of
All
fun.
the cosplay. Yeah.
No, it's going to be
I'd like to see if
incredible.
there's any apes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
that would be
very
cool.
hot costume.
I was gonna
say.
It'd be really hot, especially
It'll be
today.
toasty. I hope you find your apes. I hope there's way more monkeys. We have a plan. And yeah, thank you guys on that note. Thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Absolutely.
It's really
Pleasure. Thank
exciting.
you.
Thank you.
Go.